is like when you see a post-apocalyptic scene inside of a Hollywood movie where there was once a thriving society, there was once a functional people, a functional architecture of the city, but it's all been rotted and it's all been crumbled down to its lowest common criminal denominator. It's very sad to go through Havana. It's very sad to see these old, beautiful Spanish castles that have just decayed and are now truly just crumbling directly into the street. And the people there in the nation of Cuba are also eternally depressed. It's horrible. We have the mayor of Miami on, who is himself a son of Cuban dissidents that had to flee Castro's regime. And he said, this is American Castro. Zorhan Mandami is American Castro, and he will do to New York what he's done to Havana. Inside of that grocery store, by the way, every single item, there was just government-owned stamps on everything. So like a can of beans, a piece of frozen chicken, there was mainly empty shelves, but everything just comes from the same processing
plant. Play this. It's unbelievable, and the quality is terrible.
There you go. It's weird.
There's some of those videos. Let's play cut 370.
Yeah. The effects of socialism are everywhere. Crumbling infrastructure and disgusting living conditions. That is what socialism has brought to Cuba. Maybe the socialists in America should take a short trip, a short 90-mile trip, and come here and say they want this in America. It was like going through ruins. The horrific thing is that no one is living in the Pantheon right now. Like, no one lives in the Acropolis. It's a ruin. These are ruins that people are living in. Socialism is popular in America now. What do you think of socialism?
It's very popular.
Yeah.
Wow. But now for us, no, it's good for Cuban people now.
Not good?
No, my friend, no es posible petróleo.
Yeah.
Nothing for these people, no es posible go for the working.
And one more here. This is the grocery store one. Before I play the grocery store one, remind people, Benny, this is how cute. This is what Mondani wants to do in New York. I'm going to play it in a second, but walk us through. So you went to Cuba. How did you even get cameras in it? Remind the audience about all of it.
Well, they confiscated our drones when we got into Cuba. We had to sit there for 6 hours while they went through all of our bags. And then they eventually raided the Airbnb that we were staying at. Federal agents from the communist regime raided the Airbnb and tried to take our SD cards, tried to take the footage that we were filming there. So we had to actually flee the country. Thank God that President Trump was president. If Joe Biden were president, I assume that we would be potentially incarcerated to this day. I want to go back to Cuba. I want to head back there and show, because it's just gotten worse. It hasn't gotten any better. It's gotten far worse than when we were there. The footage that you're showing is 5 years old. And so I would actually like to head back and show people, because it seems like this is now making, again, a resurgence. They want to bring Havana to New York. So I really hope that you like Conchita Mango Marmalade, because we have a whole aisle. Here in Cuba, you can get an individually wrapped hamburger. And that's as fresh as the meat actually gets. Oh, this one's melty. But my God, can you get a lot of the exact same brand of garbanzo beans? And then after you're done buying all these incredible products, you can stand in line for literally an hour, which is as long as we've been standing in line. And I'm telling you, you probably are not going to like Cuba that much. There was literally no fresh fruit, no fresh meat, no fresh vegetables, nothing. There was one brand of the things they did have, and the things they didn't have, well, screw you.
We're seeing the sights, and we're gonna watch the fireworks show.
Well, we're gonna come hang out here. We came all the way from California.
We're gonna be right here watching the fireworks, and tonight we're gonna watch the
California
Detroit
canceled
Tigers
there.
beat the Nationals and the fireworks after the game.
Don't be so sure. I don't know.
Okay, well, we hope so. We hope so.
I'm here for a wedding. It's going to happen on the 4th of July. And it's pretty cool because the what would be father-in-law, he's actually buried in Arlington. He passed on the 4th of July. He was a decorated colonel. And so it's interesting that, that's part of the whole package.
We came, group of our friends came. We're all high school friends, and we're just enjoying every moment of it and taking every, chance we can get to look at everything and just view the nice memorials and just everything that has to do with our great country we live in.
Hamburger or hot dogs?
Oh, hamburger.
Tell us why.
I like beef. 100% farmers. Go farmers.
How about beef dogs?
Yeah, they're okay. I can do them, but I'd rather have a hamburger on the grill.
Both for me. Yeah.
Hot dog. You gotta say dog.
Okay. How about you?
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
Is that a family staple?
We'll make it. Yes. Yes, it is.
A hot dog with onions and ketchup would be awesome.
How about some sauerkraut?
And maybe, not me.
Sauerkraut, yes. Mustard, yes. Ketchup on a hot dog is a sin.
No mayo?
No.
Corns and other stuff that, fish, salmon, and all the stuff. For barbecue, you want to have a widespread of item for people to choose from. So vegetable and things and drinks.
And what does the 4th of July mean to you personally?
Well, it's an independence of this country, something to be really proud of. So we are really happy that we're here to celebrate in the nation's capital this time.
Our freedoms, our ability to do what we're doing at this exact moment without concern.
Chance to celebrate the sacrifices made by all those that came before us to have freedom.
Well, it means that our great veterans, our great people that have served our country, allow us to be right here doing what we're doing. Because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be free to do this.
We live in the best country in the world. We are the American people, e pluribus unum, from many one. Let's come together and find, we have a lot more in common than we have divisive.
Coming up in just a few moments, President Trump is slated to speak at the Iowa State Fairgrounds. He'll kick off a year-long celebration commemorating America's 250th birthday. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You are not hidden. There's never been a moment you were forgotten.
Isn't it great that President Trump chose Iowa to celebrate America's big, beautiful birthday? And there is no better place than Iowa to kick off America's 250th birthday celebration than our state fair. Iowa, we have always come through for President Trump, haven't we? And today, it's America's state fair. Iowa as a state did not exist back in 1776 when the Declaration of Independence was signed. It was 170 years later that Iowa was admitted to statehood. And President Trump, he could have picked our nation's capital in Washington, D.C. He could have picked Philadelphia at Independence Hall. Thank you, President Trump, for picking Iowa and bringing our celebration to the heart of the heartland. I'm Brenna Bird, and I'm so glad to get to work for you as your Attorney General. Get to uphold our laws and Constitution, work every day to protect Iowans, and as a mom and a prosecutor, I will always protect our children and keep them safe. I stand up for law enforcement, and we all back the blue, don't we? Under the last 2 years of Biden, I was pretty busy defending your constitutional rights from that nonstop assault, whether it was the EPA taking on farmers, or they're taking away our Second Amendment rights, or even what we saw where they were going to force boys to be allowed in girls' bathrooms and sports. But we held the forces at bay, didn't we? We held the radicals at bay and upheld our Constitution, and a new day has come. What a difference since January 20th. President Trump, he loves farmers, he protects our rights, he keeps America safe, and he loves our great country. And our great country is about 250 years old, one more year to celebrate. Another great president, Abraham Lincoln, he called our Declaration of Independence an apple of gold. Our founding principles, that is what America is. And he said that it's an apple of gold in a frame of silver, the Constitution, that enshrines our Republican form of government. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That is our Declaration of Independence, and I am proud to be an American. I'm also a proud Iowan because we've got a lot to brag about as a state. You know, Iowa sent more soldiers per capita than any other state in the Union to fight in the Civil War. And that was when we were just in our infancy. And I'm proud too, both as an Iowan and as an American, because in Iowa, we love our veterans, don't we? We love them, we respect them. And I'm glad my favorite veteran is here tonight with us, Bob, my husband, who served in Iraq in the Iraq War in the Army. Combat engineer. Thanks, Bob.
Yeah.
And in World War II, I am proud that one of the flag raisers at Iwo Jima was Marine Corporal, then Private First Class, Harold Pye Keller from Brooklyn, Iowa. And here in Iowa, I think we just might be the best thing since sliced bread, because the first bread slicing machine, it was invented right here in Iowa in Davenport. The computer was invented at Iowa State, and we are proud of our agriculture here, and we want the whole country to know it. I was born and raised on a farm, and I am proud. Iowa farmers feed and fuel the world. I'm also proud of this one. The first woman ever admitted to practice law, Arabella Mansfield from right here in Iowa. And another good Iowa record. You ready for this one? Get ready. I think we're pretty good at electing presidents, aren't we? President Trump is a Triple Crown winner of Iowa. Last year, he broke records in our caucuses with a massive win. And thanks to you, he is back in the White House. Freedom is not free. We are the land of the free because of the brave. And we are so thankful that we have President Trump, where he has pledged his life, his fortune, and his sacred honor in sacrifice for our country to the principles of freedom to make America great again. God bless you. God bless our President Trump. And God bless the United States of America.
That's right. Thank you all. God bless you. Thank you for being here to celebrate the kickoff to America's 250. What do you think? Oh, God bless our men and women in uniform. Thanks so much. I hope you're enjoying these videos. It is a great day to be an American. Thank you, Iowa, so much. And we are just hours from kicking off the year-long celebration leading up to our nation's 250th year as the greatest country on earth. So, folks, join me in thanking President Trump for choosing Iowa to kick it off. Okay, Iowa has always had President Trump's back because he has always had ours. Whether it's protecting Iowa's first in the nation caucus status, championing our farmers, or revitalizing our economy and small businesses, Donald Trump is making Iowa great again. He has taken action to secure our border and keep our communities safe. And under his leadership, border crossings have dropped to a historic low. So we're not immune, of course, to the chaos that was created by our southern border. Over 9 years ago, a young Iowan, and you all remember her, Sarah Root of Council Bluffs, Iowa, was killed by an illegal immigrant drunk driving. This tragedy never should have happened, but because of a loophole in the law, Sarah's killer was released. He disappeared. He posted bail and he fled the country. He escaped justice, at least for the past 9 years. After the Biden administration removed him from ICE's most wanted list, we needed a White House that would take action on behalf of American citizens. Yeah, who was it? Donald Trump. So after his inauguration as our 47th president, President Trump wasted no time in getting to work. In fact, he made my Sarah's Law the law of the land at his first official bill signing in 2025, so that this tragedy never happens again. And folks, thanks to President Trump and the tireless efforts of his administration, guess what? Sarah's killer was located and extradited back to the United States in March. He is now facing justice, something that Sarah's parents never thought that they would have. But we finally have justice for Sarah Root. President Trump does not stop working and delivering for Iowans. Abroad, his strategy of peace through strength is keeping us safe. And here at home, he is getting the government back to work for you and eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse. Right, folks? Make them squeal. So, as your senator, I've been committed to saving your hard-earned tax dollars and making Washington squeal. I've been leading the Senate Doge Caucus, and I've been working hand in hand with President Trump to drain the swamp. We are really making them squeal now. So what we're doing, we're castrating wasteful spending, we're halting taxpayer-funded risky research at Wuhan in China, and we're slapping for sale signs in front of empty Washington office spaces. That's because you folks deserve to keep your hard-earned taxpayer dollars in your own pockets. So, no wonder Hawkeye State Patriots overwhelmingly voted to send President Trump back to the White House. Your voices in November were heard loud and clear. We want him to continue his mandate because his agenda is getting our country right back on track. And that's why this week the Senate did our job to pass his one big, beautiful bill. So we are lowering taxes, cutting red tape, prioritizing rural America, and growing our economy. And with this bill, we've made his 2017 tax cuts permanent, and again, keeping your hard-earned tax dollars. So we are on the path to unleashing the golden age, not just for America, but for Iowa and every other state. With President Donald J. Trump leading the charge, we're going to accomplish so much more. So God bless you. Thanks to all of you patriots for coming out today to celebrate this kickoff. God bless the great state of Iowa. And of course, God bless these great United States of America. Thanks for turning out, Iowa.
And now we're tuning in live to the event.
8 long years of Obama-Biden. And then after the COVID pandemic, when we reopened the country, and guess what? He's going to do it a third time. He is also delivering major trade deals, an enforced border and record low illegal immigration, a government being rid of waste, fraud, and corruption, and world peace. He is literally delivering peace and prosperity. America first. I don't know what more people expect or want from an American president. He is literally fulfilling the entire job description and so much more. He is fulfilling America's very destiny. This is the new golden age, and with God's help, we will make America even greater over the next 250 years. Thanks to the genius cluster known as the Founding Fathers and their unfathomable courage, we will celebrate starting today 2.5 centuries of magnificent American exceptionalism. America is a great country, of course. It is also a good country because of the spirit of the American people. One nation truly under God, a beacon of hope, a citadel of liberty, a light in the darkness. This is why we're all here today. This is why we fight. Or to quote a great man, this is why we fight, fight, fight. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless President Trump, and may God continue to bless the United States of America.
Say a very special hello to Iowa. We have had a good time. We won so much here, we didn't know what to do. There was so much winning here. But we love Iowa. And we won all 3 times. So that's pretty good. And won by a lot, but I'm thrilled to be back in a state that I love, and I really do love it too, with thousands of proud, hardworking patriots at the world-famous Iowa State Fairgrounds. Thank you. Thank you. 18 months ago, the people of Iowa braved sub-zero temperatures. You remember that night? Oh, that was cold. It was cold, but we were warm inside because we won by a landslide to turn out the first in the nation caucuses, and you delivered 98 out of 99 counties. What the hell county didn't? What's the name of that county? Let's get them out of here. 98 out of 99, that's not bad, Susie, I guess, right? We'll take that. But for President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, thank you very much, everybody. Then in November, we won Iowa by a landslide, 13 points, and it was the single largest presidential victory in your state's history. That's not bad. And now we're back where it all started, to celebrate 5 months of incredible success for our nation and wish the Iowans and all Americans a very happy 4th of July. It's an honor to be with you. It's an honor. You know, a lot of people wanted us. When you're president, they want you. And if you're not president, they don't want you so much. But they really wanted us. And I said, nope, I'm going to Iowa because I promised I would go to Iowa. Sorry. I said, no way. There could be no better birthday present for America than the phenomenal victory we achieved just hours ago when Congress passed the one big, beautiful bill to make America great again. Right? And in the last election, the people gave us a historic mandate to cut taxes, raise take-home pay, bring back jobs, stop the invasion, that horrible invasion. Who would do that? Who would do that? That horrible. Who would do that to us? Who would do that to us? Deport the illegals. 2016, in their first term, we rebuilt it. They gave some of it away to Afghanistan in the most embarrassing day. To about 200 rallies, and that means you like us. And I think he's a very successful guy too, believe it or not. He's a top accountant. Can you believe this? And he comes to rallies, he likes the rallies. Front row Joes, they're all successful, but this is what they do for entertainment. But now it's not entertainment. We've saved our country. We've got the hottest country anywhere in the world, as said by many, many leaders of other countries. And we will ignite trillions of dollars in economic growth, increase take-home pay for the typical family by more than $10,000 a year. And very importantly for Iowa, this bill rescues over 2 million family farms from the so-called estate tax or the death tax. In other words, before Trump, you were losing farms to the banks. Before Trump, you were losing the farms like nobody's ever seen before. You love your children. You don't feel so well. You pass away. You leave everything to your children, and they have to pay a big estate tax or a death tax, as we call it. And they couldn't do it. They go out and borrow money, and all of a sudden the bank is foreclosing on the farm. Not going to happen. You have no more estate tax. You have no more death tax to pay. Now, that's if you love your children. If you don't love your children, it doesn't matter. Just forget about what I said. Not going to help. But if you love them, or if you love somebody that you're leaving it to, think of that. No death tax, no estate tax, no going to the banks and borrowing from, in some cases, a fine banker, and in some cases, Shylocks and bad people. But they took away a lot of family. They destroyed a lot of families. But we did the opposite. So just remember, to me, it's so important. And it was mostly important for places like we're at right now. It's really, I'm so proud of it. At the same time, this bill cuts $1.5 trillion in spending. So wasteful spending is being cut by $1.5 trillion. And I got to tell you, I want to thank Republican congressmen and women, because what they did is incredible last night. And the Senate, the Republican Senate, we got, not with all of the things we did with the tax cuts and rebuilding our military, not one Democrat voted for us. And I think we use it in the campaign that's coming up, the midterms, because we got to beat them. But all of the things that we've given, and they wouldn't vote only because they hate Trump. But I hate them too, you know that? So it's sort of, I really do, I hate them. I cannot stand them because I really believe they hate our country. You want to know the truth? But it kicks illegal aliens off of Medicaid and food stamps and allows us to hire 3,000 new Border Patrol agents and 10,000 new ICE agents, and they are great patriots, the Border Patrol and ICE, to carry out the largest deportation operation in the history of our country. And I don't like saying that. I don't like saying that, but we have a country. We have a country to run, and we have so many people coming in that shouldn't be here. And they did. They came in from prisons, and they came in from drugs and gangs and drug lords, the worst in the world. They came in from mental institutions. They emptied mental institutions into our wonderful country. And I know exactly what's going on in Iowa. You had some horrible crime in Iowa caused by illegal aliens, but we're getting them the hell out of here. We have no choice. And our great, big, beautiful bill, it will build the Golden Dome Missile Defense Shield. We're going to have the best shield. And you saw that just the other day, where the missiles are being the poll, and out of 77 economists, I came in second. I want to find the guy that came in first. Somebody came in first. Can you believe it? But we said what was going to happen, and it's happening. And I'll tell you what. We had the greatest economy in the history of my first term. This is going to blow it away. You watch. This is going to blow it away. For the first time in years, this 4th of July, the economy is roaring, incomes are soaring, wages are up, prices are down. Gasoline. You see what's going on with gasoline? It's way down. See what's going on with eggs? Eggs are way down, eggs. Remember, I came in my first week, the fake news, those guys right there, look at all of them. Wow, that's a... Wow. No, a lot of fake. No, but we like them. It just shows you, when you can get every story, 100% of the stories, no matter what you do that's good, they make it as bad as possible. And then you win in a landslide. There's something wrong. But the fake news hit me with eggs. Remember, first week, 4 days. Eggs are through the roof. I said, I just got here. What's going on with eggs? Tell me. I didn't hear about it. They're up 5 times higher than they should be. They were going through the roof, but they were blaming me. I said, I just got here. And within 2 months, our great Secretary of Agriculture, who I think is with us tonight, Brooke, where's Brooke? Oh, look at you. Look, she is here. She flew all the way she comes from Texas, but I think she likes Iowa maybe even better. Look at her. You did a good job with groceries and with eggs, and we'll tell you, it's true. They said, we have them this time, finally. It took an egg to get me, but that didn't happen either. Now they're down to a normal price, and people are ordering like crazy. But inflation is dead. 401ks and retirement accounts just hit an all-time record high. Did I hear what I think I heard? But we've achieved the lowest level of illegal border crossings in U.S. history, 0 illegals. Think of it, we had 0. And as I said, and I'll say it again, I love it because I have never seen any country suffer. No country has ever. There's never. Don't worry, it's only fireworks. I hope. Famous last words. My famous last words. Trump said, "Don't worry, it's only fireworks." You always have to think positive. I didn't like that sound either. But last month.